am now on a walking bridge over the highway between two neighborhoods, between the south and west of Belfast. It does feel like I'm in a war zone. There's this, in this cage, and there's no one here. There's a playground being built for kids. This is in the western part of Belfast, which is mostly Irish Catholics. You can already see an Irish flag over there. Another interesting fact about Northern Ireland is that the majority voted against Brexit. Northern Ireland is reliant for a large part on European subsidies. For example, sheep industry is big here. Also cows in the bus coming here from Dublin. I saw a lot of sheep. So that was a big part why a lot of people thought leaving the European Union would be bad for Northern Ireland. And then when it was decided that there was gonna be a border and a hard Brexit, that would be even worse for Northern Ireland because they lose connection from Ireland, which of course is a large economic partner. Socially, most of the problems come from Brexit now. There were a lot of problems before, but it's kind of exaggerated since. And I'm going to show you the Irish Catholic part of Belfast today, Western Belfast. I think a fire happened here. It looks like it. It could be just West Belfast. Lots of gates again. Also Black Lives Matter in West Belfast. And the thing you're gonna see here is end internment. You see here the entire island is colored in the green colors. We support all POWs, prisoners of war. On the other side of the street, I also see end internment. I think it's clear that this is an Irish neighborhood. In Northern Ireland, the Catholic Irish are very much discriminated against. For example, with housing, subsidies and jobs, the Catholic Irish were not considered or were given worse than the Protestant British. And that's in their struggle to join the Republic in the 60s. So the independence for Northern Ireland was in the 20s, and in the 60s when the Irish wanted to rejoin the Republic or rejoin the rest of Ireland, they very much were influenced by the American and South African civil rights movements. That's what you see here on the wall. Nelson Mandela next to Free Palestine. It's because the civil rights struggle is still real here. Here next to it you see for fallen comrades the Irish National Liberation Army, which has ties with communism. Here you see break the connection with capitalism. A lot of other civil rights signs. You have Fidel Castro on the wall. Here it says build homes now. So as I said, the Catholic were always discriminated against on housing. The Catholic neighborhoods are clearly worse houses than the Protestant neighborhoods. A lot of solidarity with Palestine. Here's the civil rights American civil rights movement's influence that you see. Martin Luther King with I Have a Dream on the wall. Next to Frederick Douglass. Nelson Mandela is there. Mandela. And then here is the border. You see a big gate. This big gate separates the Protestant neighborhood from the Catholic one. Here's two gates even, so one we just passed and there's another one. And then we'll be back in the Protestant neighborhood. And here on the other side, of course, you see 5G kills, which is hilarious. And then You see the British flag again. Ulster Division. Ooh, and here on this side of the wall, they do like Israel. We salute you. So these double gates between the neighborhoods, they close at night. You got here a gate behind me, gate in front of me, and here this little no man's land in the middle with the Cross of Crosses, International Day of Peace, 21st of September, and then a big impossible gate again. This is what someone would throw if there was a riot. Now it's a little shrine by the National Workers' Party, the National Commemoration Committee, erected in the memory of all those comrades who dedicated their lives for the establishment of a democratic, secular, socialist republic, for the unity of Protestants, Catholics and the center. That would be me, the center. They are socialists here. It smells like weed here. During the Troubles, a lot of Irish Catholics were arrested by the British and they were prisoners of war. At a certain point in the 80s, they were not considered prisoners of war anymore, but common criminals, which meant that you get different privileges in prison or lack of privileges. These Irish IRA members went into a hunger strike, and these 12 people died during the hunger strike. And as you see here, they all survived between 60 and 71 days. There's this bench, completely fenced in. Looks dangerous, let's try it. Wow. I feel like I'm in prison. Maybe I get out for good behavior. Ah, mini cars. Oh no, main cars. Sorry, can't read. Belfast is quite beautiful. There's the mountain everywhere behind you. Or there's a hill more, maybe. It's very nice looking hill. If we were in LA, everyone would probably hike it. Going through another gate into a Catholic neighborhood, I guess. I wanted to show you how serious they take the divide here. So behind me is a big fence that's at least 7 meters tall. We're now standing in a Irish neighborhood. See the Irish flag over there? And then on the other side there's a Protestant neighborhood. And so people can't throw bottles and other rocks over to the other side. They put up a high fence that's, I think, 10 meters tall. So this is the highest part of the peace line, or the peace wall, separating this Irish community from the Protestant community on the other side. You can see it's a very long, very high wall, just meant for other people, for people here to not throw stuff in the gardens on the other side. I think this one is even higher. I think at least 15 meters high. 15 meters is a long throw. I think if I get a bottle I can do it, but most people can't, I think, I suppose.